You're listening to the Parafair Podcast with your hosts, Maria and George.
Welcome to the Parafair today. And today's topic is uniting people together. And as we listen to our story today, it's a very interesting story. Heard it a few times. As I listen to it more and more, I understand a little bit more about the story. So sit back, relax, enjoy the story, and then we'll get back to you in a minute.
Once upon a time, an old man lived with his 3 sons in a village. The 3 sons were hard workers. Still, they quarreled all the time. The old man tried a lot to unite them, but he failed. Though the villagers appreciated their hard work and efforts, they made fun of them on their fights. Months passed by and the old man fell sick. He told his sons to stay united, but they didn't listen to him. So, he decided to teach them a practical lesson so that they would forget their differences and stay united. The old man called his sons. He told them, "I will give you a bundle of sticks. Separate each stick and you will have to break each stick into 2. The one who breaks the sticks quickly will be rewarded more." The sons agreed. The old man gave a bundle of 10 sticks to each of them and asked them to break each stick into pieces. They broke the sticks into pieces in minutes. And again they started to quarrel among themselves as to who came first. The old man said, "Dear sons, the game is not over. Now I will give another bundle of sticks to each of you. You will have to break the sticks as a bundle, not as separate sticks." The sons agreed and tried to break the bundle of sticks. Though they tried their best, they could not break the bundle. They failed to complete the task. The 3 sons reported their failure to their father. The old man replied, "Dear sons, see. You could easily break the single sticks into pieces, but you were not able to break the bundle. So if you stay united, nobody can do any harm to you. If you quarrel every time with your brothers, anyone can easily defeat you. I request you to stay united." The 3 sons understood the power of unity and promised their father that whatever be the situation, they would all stay together.
Welcome back from our story. In the story, it was a very interesting story how he had 3 sons. And all of them, all the sons were really hard workers. Very hard workers. And so usually a lot of people who are hard workers, they usually have like their own opinion of how to do things. Most hard workers, they work hard. They know how to get things done. And so with 3 hardworking people, all of them are going to have a certain opinion how to get things done in a better way. But they were brothers. And so when you're brothers with someone, you have a tighter bond and is as if you're with a group of people that you really don't have. And so they probably felt more free to lay their opinion out there than if they were at another kind of job. I noticed myself as I continue to, work harder and harder and try to get things right. I still have to have a group of people around me to give me good decisions about what I should do. And I realize sometimes I'm not working by myself. I have a supporting cast with me. I have people around me who are supporting me at all times. And I think sometimes we think we're all by ourselves when we're going through things. And as I read the story and I listened to the story, how it's very easy to, when you have those sticks, you just break them up one by one and no one's united. No one's really moving in a fast fashion to the front. But when you put those sticks together, it's very hard to get everything to break apart because they're united. It has has such a better way of sticking together. And a lot of times when you start going your own way and you're breaking apart from things, it's a lot of harm to you, because what happens is it starts tearing everyone apart from each other. It starts making people start second guessing what's going on with the group. And we all been in groups where certain people kind of let you down in the group and you wanted to get out that group. But if you got out the group, and another person got out the group, it kind of crumbled on you. And we kind of had this situation at my job where we had this group of people who were working together. And then eventually we all just went our own way and just stayed away. And what we had was it dissolved. It went away, and it's gone. Now, how do you get it back? That's the question everyone's asking right now. How do we get it back to where we were united again? Because once it's broken, it's very hard to get everything back together. Because if you break something, it's so hard to get it to be the way it used to be. But you got to be willing to try. And everyone has to be on the same page. And you never know what scars were left when that group of people were broken. And I'm still trying to figure it out. What can I do? Is it the right time to get the group back together or not? I don't know. But I'm just trying to be smart about it too. Because I notice when you're all together, everyone seems to be contributing to the greater cause of the group. But when you're not together, people start getting really chippy and start saying little things about each other. And one thing I noticed about the group, as you're very easy to be pulled away and doing other things too. So as we continue our story and as we talk about this bundle, you have to think about what in your life, what are you doing? Are you apart from your group? Are you united at your group? I like the fact that there's sometimes, and to be honest with you, sometimes you're with your group and you're going to get that temptation of wanting to pull away from that group. I was listening to someone talk the other day, and they were talking about how this one person, they have this certain group that they go to every day. They go to work, they go to this group, and then they come back home. They go to work, they go to this group, and they come back home. That's what they do. And they were talking about how they're trying to get that person to change their mindset. They're trying to pull them away from that group, trying to get them to do some other things that are more things that they want to do. But if that person is not willing to, and they don't want to pull away from the group, it's going to be very hard to get the person away to change their mind. And a lot of times we can't change a lot of habits on people. People are kind of set in their ways. And I used to think, that doesn't happen. You can change your ways the way you are. But a lot of people are the same way they were when they were kids, and how they are as they get older is some habits aren't hard. They're really hard to break. As I look back, a lot of things that I have endured, and the things I remember most is working with the groups, working with the struggle, getting the problem, struggling through it, and working and getting better and better. But I realize there's always that one person in the group who may want to break away from the group and think they have a better idea. And sometimes they do. And sometimes they really do have a better idea. And sometimes they don't. I'm not saying you should always follow the group and be with the group. But when you all have that same united cause, you can't be out there by yourself. You got to kind of have people to support you. Because what happens is, if you're out there by yourself and you can't figure it out, there's always someone in your group who can figure things out. Because like today, we had this problem with part of our equipment wasn't working. And so I like how the person just called and said, hey, this is not working right now in my office. Can you come over and look at it? And I said, okay, no problem. So I looked at it, messed with the wires a little bit, still didn't work. Another person from the group came in and said, hey, you know what? I had the same problem, but this is what I do. And they messed with the wires a little bit more, and then they fixed the problem just like that. But if you're there by yourself, you're struggling. It's like she said, I've been working with this thing all day and I don't know what's going on. And then I said, well, let me try. This is what I do. That didn't work. And then another person came in and said, oh, okay, this is what I do. And it worked for them. And so that's the great thing about working in a group. There's going to be someone in that group that's going to have an idea on how to solve things. It's going to have an idea on how to solve things. And I heard this over and over, how you have to get together and you have to solve things together. And I used to see these people when I was going to college, and they would always talk about these study groups. And I used to hate study groups because it's just a bunch of people sitting around talking. And I was like, I need to concentrate. I really don't want to hear all this noise. But for some people, that's what it was, is everyone got together and they constantly worked on solving the problem. I had the mindset was, oh, I just want to sit in a corner and I want to just study by myself and figure it out on my own. But I realized I kind of did it the hard way. I had people who knew how to do things and I didn't utilize them to my best ability. I still got through it, but I could have done a lot better if I'd have utilized that resource that's around me. And I hear people all the time talk about networking. I have this, as I follow certain people on Instagram and I subscribe to certain people on YouTube, and I'm part of their little group, and I go watch them. I see how they do things. And I see how they do things over and over again. And it inspires me. So, okay, if they did it, and they show you these little tricks on how to do certain things. And I was like, oh, okay, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Because when you're with a group, you're going to be exposed to more. You're going to be exposed to a lot more. But if you just stay in that one little area, like I did when I was in the library, and so I was scared to meet other people because I didn't want them to think, oh, he doesn't know everything. And that's what happens. We get scared because we think people are going to judge us because maybe we don't know something. But if you have a good group of people, it doesn't matter, because what's going to happen is you may know something that person who thinks you think they know everything, they don't know everything. You may know something that might be better for them. But if you're not open for suggestions, you're not open to people coming into your group, it's not going to grow. It's not going to grow. And working together with people, it's frustrating at times. A lot of emotion is involved. And we have, at the place I work, we have people all the time that they go, one more committee? Why do we need one more committee? Is it going to solve anything? Because they're tired of always getting that hope up at the committees and then nothing happens. Today I was ready to text someone about doing a little get together for someone. And I took it back and I said, we need to do this and this. And I thought about it. I said, I'm always putting pressure on certain people to do stuff. I said, maybe I need to put pressure on other people to organize things. It can't just be the same people day after day organizing all the events. And that's what happens with groups. We utilize certain people and other people just sit back and watch everything happen. And it's not fair to them. It's really not fair to them. And maybe this is why some of the brothers were arguing, because maybe they felt they did a project before and somebody did more or less than the next person. Because when you're passionate about anything and you're a hard worker, you're always questioning, I'm working hard, you need to work hard too. And the biggest thing I notice about working together and being united is with your family. It's with your family. And think about all the times that when you guys, the people in the world have to go, and you guys have to go somewhere on the weekend. You have to pack the family up in the car and go somewhere. I know recently we live close to the ocean, but sometimes we get there to the ocean and my wife's like, why don't we do this more often? And I keep thinking to myself, I go, why don't we? It's because we have to have a better system in place. We have to gather all the stuff. We have to put the stuff in the car. We have to do this, grab the child, push this, and do that. But if we're not all working together, where she grabs this and she grabs that and I grab this, if we're not all working together, it's very hard to get down to the ocean and sit down there and watch the waves, because we're not working together. And it's sometimes we've been down at the ocean and someone will call us and pull us away and say, okay, you need to do this, this, and this, and that. But when you're a family, you have to, and that's the problem I'd see a lot of times with me, with whoever, is someone makes a decision and then the other person will second guess it and say, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Instead of just going with the flow and going with the group, because everyone thinks that their vote matters. And so that one person will hold up the whole group because they don't care about the situation at the time. And so they will start arguing with other people. But when you're a group and you come in there as a group and you work as a group and you play as a group, there's going to be so many things that's going to happen to you that the group is not going to be fazed by. And one of the things as I watch sports and I like sports, there's this basketball team that's amazing, this amazing basketball team out there. And all year long, they've been talking to this one guy about, hey, I heard you leaving. I heard you leaving. I heard you going somewhere else next year. Because I noticed they're just trying to pull him away from the group. Hey, I heard such and such needs a new contract this year. I heard such and such needs this, and I heard such and such needs that. Because they want to mess up that bond those guys have together. And I like one of the quotes the guy said. I guess he had a bad game or whatever one day. And he told that person, he said, hey, what about this? He said, you know what? That's okay. You know who I am. I've done this before. This is not my first time. We're going to stick together. It's going to be okay. But you guys want to jump off and try to pull people away and try to get us to start fighting with each other. Because that's what they would try to do earlier this year. They were talking about how one player didn't like another player and this player didn't like that one. He said, we were doing fine before you got here and all this other stuff. And they kept saying that, they kept reporting it on the news over and over again. And they did that so that the team could start thinking that, oh yeah, I guess we're not really united. And so as I listen and I watch and I'm like, wow, hopefully these guys don't listen to all that noise. Don't listen to all that noise. And as I watch these games and I see the home crowd getting into it and they're chanting. And I'm like, wow, look at that. They're all united about what they're saying together. They came in here with their own agendas. They all have different jobs or whatever they do, but they're all chanting the same thing about go team. You can do it. You can do it. I like that stuff. I like when a group of people get together and they're constantly fighting for one common cause. It's very hard, but it does happen every day in your life. It happens every day in your life. You have to look for the opportunity to see it. As I saw today, and as the little group of people, we got together and solved that problem. It's just nice that people know how to do things. It's just nice that people know how to do things. And when you ask people, and when you want to do things for people, make sure you say thank you to that person. Don't take that person for granted that they just came by and saved you 4 hours of working on something. Because one day they're gonna ask you for some help because they don't know how to do stuff. But if you're a nice group of people that are together, it shouldn't take too much to pull people away. And I feel bad, like certain things, like how my group at work has fallen apart. Partially it's my fault because I had to work on myself first. I wasn't really worried about the group at the time. I was worried about me getting myself together. So as we begin and as we look and we try to work on our group, just remember, people are trying to pull you apart. They're trying to harm you. If you have a wonderful family and marriage, or even if you don't have that, if you just have your kids or yourself or whatever you have, your little group, stick together. Stick together. Have some, don't let anything that comes by you, if it messes up your group, I guess your group really wasn't that strong enough. And the great thing about it, and last thing I want to tell you, as I mentioned before, if you have people in your group who are helping you and making you better, add some more people to your group. Don't just rely on certain people to solve all your problems for you. Have more and more people to join in and solve problems for you. Because that's what it's all about. It's about having a support system. When you have that good support system, you should be able to call those people up at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning and say, hey, I need this, I need that. And they don't question it. They don't question it. So, well, I can't do that for you. Too bad, how sad. Well, hopefully you enjoyed our story about uniting people together and staying together. Very interesting topic. We could talk all days and days about it. And as we go out today, we want to thank you again for listening to the Parafair. It's always nice to hear great comments about the podcast that's going out there. And as we get bigger and better, and I hear people who want to come on the podcast, but people ask me all the time. So we're figuring out a way that maybe we can do it with the iPhone. If you want to be a guest on the Parafair, let us know. Well, people always have things they want to say. You can always DM me. We'll put you on, and it'd be nice to hear someone else's voice besides myself. Well, you'll hear mine and the other person. So if you're interested in joining the Parafair or being on the Parafair for an episode and talking about the story and talking about different things that maybe we connect with our life, please drop us a line. And as always, like I said, we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.